Close your eyes now, and let yourself begin to soften, as though the whole weight of the day is melting, and every thought that once tugged at you is quietly loosening its hold. Notice your breath, the way it moves in and out, without you needing to do anything at all. Allow it to deepen naturally, like a tide that knows its rhythm, in and out, slow and calm, slower still, as if each breath is a gentle wave, washing over smooth sand. You are safe here. You are warm here. You are allowed to let go. Imagine your body resting in a space where the air is hushed and soft. Perhaps you hear a faint breeze moving through tall trees nearby, a gentle rustle of leaves, like whispers of a secret lullaby. Somewhere not too far, there may be the crackle of a hearth, wood shifting softly, embers glowing like tiny stars. Let these sounds wrap around you. Let them guide you deeper, into stillness, into peace, into rest. And as you rest, you begin to feel a story unfolding, as though I am taking your hand, and together we are stepping softly into a quiet world. Our story tonight begins beneath scaffolds of stone, in the heart of a half-built cathedral, where the air carries the scent of lime and dust, and sunlight slants in through tall, unfinished arches, painting golden patterns across the ground. Here, a mason works. His name is Elias. He stands steady upon worn boots, his chisel in one hand, his mallet in the other. The rhythm of his work echoes softly against the vast walls, a measured tapping, slow and steady, like the beating of a calm heart. With each touch of stone, he hums a quiet tune, a song not meant for others to hear, a song only for the stone, for the dust, for the silence itself. It is said among old stonemasons that a building listens, that stone remembers, that if you sing gently enough, your voice will weave into the walls, and long after you are gone, the stones themselves will hum it back. Elias believes this, and so he sings quietly, barely above a whisper. His tune is low and wordless, a soft rising and falling that drifts like smoke through the empty nave. The cathedral is far from finished. High beams of wood still frame the roof. Scaffolds of oak and rope stretch across its bones. Yet in this half-completed place, there is already a holiness, a stillness that breathes, like a great sleeping creature. The air is cool, shadows stretch like long fingers, and specks of dust float in shafts of sunlight, as though the air itself is filled with tiny drifting stars. Elias kneels by a pillar, chiseling the faint outline of a vine that curls upward in stone. Each leaf is shaped with patience, with devotion, and though no one will ever stand close enough to see the details he hides here, he carves them anyway. Sometimes he tucks in a face, a small one, half smiling, barely visible unless the light strikes just so. Sometimes it is the likeness of a friend, or a stranger he once passed on the road, or even the memory of his late mother. He never tells anyone about these faces. They are his quiet secret, his way of giving breath to stone. The sound lulls you further. You might feel the rhythm of it, aligning with your own breath, as though each gentle strike is guiding you deeper into calm. In the evenings, when the workers have gone, Elias stays behind. The cathedral, half lit by fading sun, becomes his refuge. He hums louder now, his voice rising softly through beams and arches, as though he sings for the walls themselves. Sometimes he swears he hears something in return, a faint resonance, a hum in the stone, like a choir far away. Perhaps it is only an echo. Perhaps it is the memory of his own song. But to Elias, it feels alive. And as the night deepens, candles flicker, casting wavering halos upon the carved pillars. The stone glows amber and gold, and the air is warm with the faint scent of tallow and dust. You too can feel it now, as though you are there, walking softly between the unfinished walls, your footsteps silent upon smooth stone floors. The cool air brushes your skin, and the hush of the vast space settles into your bones. You hear Elias humming, The sound slow and steady, the kind of sound that seems to fall in rhythm with your own heartbeat. He pauses, leans close to the stone, and whispers, "Hold it for me," he says quietly. "Hold this song. Hold it for years, long after I am gone." And perhaps, if you press your ear to the stone, you might just hear it, the faintest hum, like a lullaby carried deep inside. But as the story carries on, let yourself drift further inward. Imagine you are lying on a soft cot, not far from where Elias works. The stone walls shelter you, the candlelight flickers gently nearby, and the tapping of the chisel becomes your lullaby. Every sound drawing you closer to sleep, every word drifting through you, like a warm tide. And our tale continues, as the cathedral rises, day by day, stone by stone. The mason's song will carry us forward. It will weave us deeper into a dreamlike path, where the stones themselves remember, where secret faces smile in silence, and where, little by little, rest finds you completely. Rest now. Sink deeper. Feel the way your breath moves softer and slower with each passing moment. Every exhale is like letting go of a weight, and every inhale is like filling your body with calmness and peace. The story carries you gently forward, and as you follow, you notice how your body feels heavier, softer, and more still. The tapping of Elias's chisel remains with you, not sharp, not harsh, but steady, measured, gentle, almost like a lullaby of stone. But our story tonight drifts further into the life of the mason. The cathedral is not built in a day, nor in a year, nor even in a decade. It is the work of generations, of hands that come and go, of faces that will never be remembered. But Elias remains, faithful to his post, day after day, and the walls rise around him, stone by stone. He grows older in their shadow, yet somehow, the song never leaves his lips. When the sun filters down through scaffolding, he hums softly. When rain patters against open beams, he hums still. When frost creeps across the morning air, his breath turns to mist, but his voice carries gently onward. There are times when others notice. A young apprentice once asked, "Master Elias, why do you always sing?" And Elias smiled faintly, though his eyes remained on the stone. "Because the stones are listening," he said. "Because long after our voices are gone, these walls will remember." The boy laughed nervously, thinking it strange. But years later, he too would catch himself humming, as his chisel struck the stone. It is the way of songs. They travel, they linger, they root themselves quietly in memory. You may imagine yourself now, standing in the vast skeleton of the cathedral. Wooden scaffolds stretch like ladders into the air, and ropes sway gently with the wind. High above, ravens perch on beams, their feathers catching the light. The floor beneath is scattered with chips of stone, pale dust soft against your steps. And in the stillness, that sound comes again. The mason's song floats in the air, so soft, you almost wonder if the cathedral itself is beginning to hum. And as night comes, candles are lit again. The great unfinished arches stand against a sky strewn with stars. The moon pours silver light through open windows, and the shadows shift across the carved vines and hidden faces Elias has left behind. He often lingers, long after the others have gone home. It is in these hours that the cathedral seems most alive. The air is cool, and the silence deep, but his song fills it. His song makes it whole. Sometimes he walks slowly through the growing halls, his hand trailing along the cold stone, his voice rising just enough to echo back to him. The sound doubles itself, as if he is no longer alone, as if the walls themselves are humming back. He whispers then, softly, gently, "Keep it with you, carry it always. My silent song." Let yourself rest further now, as if you too were lying on smooth stone benches, beneath arches yet unfinished. A woolen cloak is drawn over you, and the warmth of the mason's song keeps the night from feeling cold. The wind outside moves gently, rustling through scaffolds and beams. You can almost hear the leaves. In the distant trees, a soft whisper of branches swaying. The fire at the mason's small hearth crackles faintly. Sparks dance in the air, and shadows stretch long and deep. Sleep is near. Sleep moves closer. With every word, every image, every sound. And as the years pass, the cathedral rises higher still. But so too does the weight upon Elias's shoulders. His hair has grown silver, his hands worn and calloused. Yet the song does not falter. It is softer, perhaps, but still it carries. Other workers now call him Old Mason. Yet they listen, sometimes pausing at their work, to catch the sound of his voice. There is comfort in it, something steady, something that does not change. Even as the years slip by, the apprentices, too, have begun to hum as they work. It threads its way through the fabric of their days, a melody that belongs to no one and to everyone. Imagine now the cathedral almost whole, great stained glass windows being lifted into place, colors of ruby and sapphire and emerald, catching the first light of dawn. You are standing at the center, watching as sunlight spills through painted glass. It splashes across the stone floor, rippling in color, like light caught upon water. And somewhere within it all, still faint, still steady, you hear it. The rhythm never leaves. The song never leaves. And it draws you, ever deeper, into peace. Breathe it slowly. Breathe out gently. Feel how every exhale takes you further inward, further into stillness, as though the story itself is rocking you like a cradle. The mason's chisel is steady still. The song flows on. And your breath, your body, all of it moves in rhythm with him. The cathedral is nearly whole now. Its roof stretches high above, arches reaching like arms into the heavens. The stained glass windows glow with morning light, and the air inside the vast nave is colored in blues and golds and deep crimson. The townsfolk gather often now, even before the building is consecrated. They come to sit in the unfinished pews, to marvel at the high ceilings, to whisper their prayers into the half-completed silence. And when they do, some say they hear a sound, a faint hum, as though the walls themselves are singing back to them. Elias never confirms this. He only smiles quietly, his chisel in hand, and lets his voice fall back into the stone. The apprentices grow older. New hands arrive. The cathedral becomes a living hive of craft. Masons, carpenters, glassmakers, painters and sculptors, all adding their devotion to the rising masterpiece. But through it all, Elias remains. He has carved hidden faces in corners, where no one looks. He has tucked small symbols, deep in curling vines, on pillars, beneath arches. Some are the likeness of those he loved. Some are memories, some prayers, some secrets never told. He knows no one may ever find them, and yet he carves them still, because the act of carving is itself a song. The sound slows your thoughts, quiets your breathing. It carries you down like a lullaby, each tap echoing into the chambers of your mind, into deeper rest. Night comes again. Candles flicker within iron sconces, casting light that shimmers across the high vaults. The cathedral seems to breathe in shadow and glow. Elias sits upon a low stool, his tools beside him. But tonight, his hands rest in his lap. His chisel lies silent. Only his voice moves. He sings. Not loud, not grand, but soft, steady. The kind of song that belongs only to night. His voice echoes faintly, like water trickling in a cave, like wind slipping through reeds. The walls seem to catch it, hold it, and hum it back. And as he sings, he feels something stir within him. Not sorrow, not joy exactly, but a deep, quiet knowing that this song will last. That long after he lays down his tools, it will be here, woven into the breath of stone. You may imagine yourself resting upon a bench in the cathedral, the coolness of stone beneath you, a cloak drawn close for warmth. But candles flicker like a constellation of stars, and Elias's song drifts through the still air, a thread weaving you gently, slowly, into slumber. His voice becomes your lullaby. His silence becomes your rest. And so, you no longer know if the sound is real or if it beats only in the rhythm of your heart. Years slip by. The cathedral nears completion. The bells are cast. The towers climb high. The altar stands adorned with carved angels, their faces serene and watchful. Elias has grown old. His hair is white, his steps slower, yet his hands remain steady. He spends long hours now, walking the halls in silence, tracing the carvings he made long ago. His fingertips brush over vines, over hidden faces, over the secret work that no one else may ever see. And sometimes, when the sun strikes the stone just right, he swears he sees them smile back. The cathedral is alive with sound now. Choirs rehearse in the mornings. Priests recite their prayers. The bells ring out across the town. But in the quiet hours, when no one else remains, there is still that hum, that faint, steady hum. It is the sound of his song, woven into the walls. It is the sound of memory, of devotion, of time. And it carries on, carries you deeper, ever deeper, into rest. One night, when the moon is high, and the cathedral glows silver, Elias lingers longer than ever. He sits at the foot of a pillar, his tools beside him, but he does not work. He only listens. And in that silence, he hears it clearly. The walls are humming. The cathedral is singing back to him. Low, soft, endless. His eyes close. His breath slows. And with the faintest smile, he leans against the cool stone. The song holds him. The stone holds him. And little by little, like a leaf settling on still water, he drifts into sleep. And you too, feel yourself carried now. By stone, by song, by silence. The story will go on. But for tonight, you are safe. You are warm. You are home in the hum of the cathedral. Breathe softly, rest fully, and know the mason's song will cradle you always. Close your eyes a little more deeply now. Let the lids grow heavier, like shutters drawn against the evening. Breathe softly, breathe slowly. Each exhale is longer than the last. Each breath settles you further down, like sinking gently into layers of soft earth, warm and safe. The mason's rhythm continues. Even when his hands fall still, the echo of his song lingers. It is no longer only the sound of tool against stone. It is the sound of time itself, of memory woven into walls, of love and devotion made solid. The cathedral stands nearly complete. Its towers reach into the clouds. The bells sing across the valley. Light spills through windows tall as trees, painting the nave in colors that seem to breathe with the hour. Children come to run across the cool floor. Old women kneel in silence. Merchants pause to lay down burdens. And in the stillness, they all feel it, that hum, that faint resonance, as though the very bones of the building are alive. And if one listens closely enough, it sounds almost like a voice, low, steady, half-remembered, a song without words. Elias is old now, older than most who walk the town. His back is bent, his hair white as chalk, his hands lined with years of work. Yet he returns each day, not always to carve. His strength wanes, and the chisel grows heavy. But he walks the halls, touching the stone, whispering to it softly. Sometimes an apprentice will follow him. "Master Elias," they ask, "why do you still come, when your work is long finished?" And Elias smiles faintly. "Because the stone is never finished," he replies. "Because the song is never done." And he hums, low and soft, as though proving it true. You may imagine yourself now, wandering those same halls. Sunlight drips like honey through stained glass, coloring your cloak in reds and blues. The air smells faintly of wax and incense, cool stone beneath your fingertips. You pause before one of Elias's carvings. A vine curling upward, its leaves so finely shaped, you can almost believe they'll move. And hidden there, half veiled in shadow, is a face, a tiny smile. But secret, perhaps you catch another, and another still. Faces that no one else ever notices, all tucked like whispers, into the bones of the cathedral. They look back at you, untroubled, as though they too are humming Elias's silent song. The rhythm follows you, even when no chisel strikes. It is in your breath, in your heartbeat, in the hush of the great cathedral. One evening, when twilight settles over the town, and the bells toll their slow call to night, Elias lingers again. The workers are gone. The candles burn low. The sky beyond the high windows is a soft indigo, stars peeking through. Elias walks slowly, his hand trailing along the pillars. His lips move in quiet song. His steps echo faintly. He pauses before the altar, his body heavy, his breath unsteady, and he sinks down to sit upon the stone steps. The cathedral holds its breath with him. The air is still. The shadows stretch. And then the hum begins. It rises not from Elias, but from the walls themselves. A low, steady resonance. The memory of years of song, woven deep into stone. The cathedral is singing. Elias closes his eyes. A smile touches his lips, and he whispers, "Thank you." He does not rise again. The next morning, when apprentices arrive, they find him resting there, peaceful, still, his head leaning gently against the pillar he carved long ago. And though the workers mourn, though the town speaks of the old mason's passing, there is comfort too, because when night falls, and the cathedral is quiet, that hum remains. His song has not gone. It lingers in every arch, every carved vine, every hidden face. The stones remember. The cathedral remembers. The song goes on. And now, you may rest more deeply with it. Feel the weight of blankets across you, the softness beneath you. Let your body grow heavy, as though you too were carved into the stillness of stone. You are safe. You are held. And the mason's song is yours now as well. It hums softly, guiding you ever deeper, ever quieter, ever more at peace. Time passes. Years roll by. The cathedral changes hands. New priests walk its aisles. New choirs fill it with layered voices. Candles are lit and extinguished, day after day. The bells ring for births, for marriages, for death. But always, beneath the voices, beneath the sound of prayers and songs, there is another sound, the faint hum, the memory of Elias's song, the rhythm that never left. Children sometimes ask, "Who is singing?" And their parents smile, telling them it is only the wind, or the echo of their own voices. But the children know. They press their ears to the pillars, to the cool stone walls, and they hear it, the lullaby of the mason. So rest now, as if you too were lying in that cathedral, with the candlelight soft against the walls, with the song moving like a tide. Through the still air, the stone remembers, the song remembers, and in its memory, you are held, and endlessly at peace. Sleep takes you now, deeper and deeper, until the story itself becomes your dream. Sink even deeper now. Let the sound of your own breath become as steady as a tide, slow, peaceful, endless. The cathedral is finished. The stone towers stand proud. The bells sing clear across the valley. And yet within, the air holds a secret softness. It hums. Not everyone hears it. Some notice only silence, the echo of footsteps on stone, the rustle of robes, the creak of wooden pews. But those who pause, those who breathe, those who listen deeply, they find it, the faint, low resonance, woven through arches and pillars, tucked into carvings no eye has seen, the silent song of the mason. Years become decades. The cathedral belongs to new generations now. The name Elias is half forgotten, spoken only by old masons, who remember the stories of an elder who sang as he carved. Yet the song remains. Children press their palms to the cool stone, closing their eyes, and swear they can feel it, a soft vibration, like the purring of a great animal. Deep and steady, lovers meet in the hush of evening, sitting side by side upon the pews, and the stillness seems to cradle them, as though the very walls are listening. Travelers, weary from long roads, step inside seeking rest. They sit in silence, and soon their eyes grow heavy, their bodies soft, as the hum draws them gently toward sleep. It is a lullaby without words, sung not by voice, but by memory, by devotion, by stone. Seasons turn. Winters lay frost upon the windows. Springs bring blossoms to the churchyard. The bells mark every hour, every year, every century. And so, the cathedral hums. The song does not fade. If anything, it deepens. For each person who lingers, who breathes deeply, who rests in its presence, adds their own quiet rhythm to it. A shared heartbeat, a shared song. Imagine yourself now, wandering these halls in a much later age. The air is cool. The light from stained glass pools on the floor. You walk slowly, your footsteps quiet. You pause before a pillar, running your hand along its side. Your fingertips find the grooves of a vine, curved so carefully, as if still alive. And hidden there is a face, a small smile carved into the stone. You realize it is watching, not in judgment, not in silence, but in welcome. You close your eyes, leaning lightly against the pillar, and then you hear it, not with your ears only, but with your whole being. The hum, the lullaby, the song. It cradles you, like arms around your shoulders. It steadies you, like hands guiding your breath. It softens you, like warmth spreading through your chest. And you realize, you are not alone. You are never alone. The Mason's song is here. Boys, forever. Centuries roll on. The town outside changes. The streets widen, then narrow again. Carts become carriages. Carriages become wheels of iron. And still the cathedral stands. Storms pass. Wars rage. Fires flicker in the distance. But the cathedral endures. Its stones unbroken. Its hum undimmed. Sometimes, restorers come with scaffolds of their own, scraping away soot, replacing crumbled mortar. And now and then, a mason of later days will pause in their work, and without knowing why, begin to hum. The song is still here, waiting, welcoming. And so the story carries to you, to this moment, to this breath. You're here now, inside the cathedral of dream. The air is hushed, the candles flicker, the shadows move slowly across carved faces. You sit quietly, listening. The hum fills you, the rhythm soothes you, and your body grows heavy, your thoughts quiet, your eyes soft. This is your cathedral. This is your song. It does not belong to the past, nor to Elias alone. It belongs to you now, to every breath you take, to every night you rest. The Mason's silent song is no longer silent. It sings within you. It sings you to sleep. So drift now. Let go of the last threads of waking. There is nothing left to do. Nowhere left to go. Only this. Only rest. Only the hum of stone. The lullaby of memory. The endless song of the Mason. Breathe in softly. Breathe out slowly. And sleep. Sleep as deeply as the cathedral's foundations. Sleep as peacefully as carved angels in the quiet air. Sleep with the hum wrapped around you, holding you safe, holding you always. The story is done, but the song is not. It goes on, soft and eternal, carrying you further and further into dream. Rest now. You are home. You are safe. You are sound. Sleep deeply. Sleep endlessly. The Mason's song sings on.